There's a couple of things in the fitness profession that I find hard to believe. One of those things is people still make these. Another thing is people still use these and people still do the crunch, hoping it's going to deliver on their training goals. So why do people do such an exercise? Well, there's only three reasons from what I know. Number one, they want to take fat off their tummy. Number two, they want to build muscles, so they have nice little definition in their tummy. And number three, they want to develop the abdominals core for functional strength and stability. So let's have a look at these quickly. First of all, burning fat off the tummy. How many calories does this actually burn? Not that many. Probably not that much more than rest. You're not burning many calories because you're only using a small muscle. Okay, as compared to hopping on the treadmill, going for a run, going for a bike ride, the amount of calories you're burning is pretty well insignificant. Does it burn fat off the abs? Of course not, because it's not an aerobic activity. It's an anaerobic activity that uses glycogen to produce energy for you to do that repetitively without the presence of oxygen. And the byproduct of that is the build-up of lactic acid. And that build-up of lactic acid builds up in the abdominal region, pushes up against the nerve endings and gives you that little sensation of pain, that burn, which is really the byproducts of burning sugar that people misinterpret as exploding fat cells. So it doesn't burn any fat. It's a sugar burning activity over a very small muscle. The other aspect is you're not going to burn fat there. Even if you were going to burn fat, you're not going to burn it where you want it. You don't have a choice where you put fat on, so what makes you think you have a choice where you burn fat? You can't burn it there. If I have a fat chin, I do this. I'm not going to get fat off my chin. If I have fat on my tricep, I don't do this and think I can get fat off this tricep, but I'm not that tricep. That way I have a lean one and a fat one. Or I burn fat off one leg and the other leg. I don't have a choice where I burn fat off. It comes off all over when I do aerobic type activity using fat as a source of energy to build up my cardiovascular fitness. This is not a cardiovascular exercise, it's an aerobic that specialises in training the rectus abdominis, so you're not burning any fat. The other question is, I want to build strength or I want to build muscle. Well, how much muscle does this actually build? How many repetitions? I reckon I could do at least 50. Here's a question, what other exercise, strength training, weight training exercise do you do in the gym where you do at least 50 repetitions? Well, you don't, because you know 50 repetitions at a light weight is not going to build muscle. All it's going to do is just wear out the joint, build up a bit of lactic acid and burn in the arm or whatever muscle you're using, and it's not going to build muscle because the load's not heavy enough. So this exercise is not going to build hardly any muscle at all because it's a light loaded exercise and you do lots of repetitions that doesn't build muscle. So that burning sensation isn't building muscle, it's burning sugar in a long anaerobic endurance type activity. It's not developing strength and it's not going to be building muscle around the abdominal region. So this exercise doesn't burn fat, particularly doesn't burn fat where you think it will, where you want to burn it, and it doesn't build muscle where you want to build it. The other thing is, I want to do it for functional strength. It's good for core strength and stability. Well, let's have a look at function. What part of life do you need strength around the abdominals while you're laying on the ground? See, these muscles, the core, if you look at them, the rectus abdominis, which is the least effective of all the core muscles that stabilises the lower back and the pelvis. You've got the internal and external obliques. You have the transverse abdominis that draws the belly button in. You have the metaphysis that stabilises each of the inner vertebral joints. You have the rectus spinae down the back, and you have your quadratus lumborum. And they're all the 7 muscles that make up the main part of what people call the core that stabilises the pelvis and keeps it in the correct position, and the vertebra. So those muscles stabilise the pelvis and the vertebrae in what position? Yes, the upright position, not laying down. Why would you train a group of muscles in the laying down position when those muscles work in the upright position? And this exercise doesn't put any load on your internal or external obliques, your transverse abdominis, your rectus spinae, your quadratus lumborum, and your metaphysis. All it does is specialises in the least effective of those group of muscles to stabilise the pelvis and the lower back is called the rectus abdominis. So from a functional point of view, it's in a completely dysfunctional position, working the muscles in a completely dysfunctional way. So how's that going to translate? What are you better off doing? Well, if you want to burn fat off your tummy, you're better off hopping on the treadmill and actually getting fitter and burning off lots of calories by doing interval sprints or bike riding, whatever it might be. Get up and use your whole body to burn energy, to burn fat. If you want to build muscle through here, then you're better off getting up and doing heavy deadlifts and heavy lunges, because that's going to work these muscles more as the load that you lift increases. These muscles also have to get stronger wired to stabilise your pelvis and your lower back to do the exercise of a deadlift or a squat or what it might be. And if you want to build functional strength, then get up on your feet and do deadlifts and squats and lunges and those exercises, because that's a functional position. Now you train the whole body in a holistic way, including all of these core exercises in a functional position, in a functional way with a good overload that you've progressed using the right energy system. So if you want to burn fat, get on the treadmill. If you want to build muscle and functional strength, get on the deadlift or the lunge or the squat or any big exercise, and stop wasting your time laying down here, squishing the fat, releasing the fat, squishing the fat, releasing the fat, squishing the fat, hoping the fat's going to dissolve, the muscle's going to build, and you're going to get functional strength, because it's not going to happen. And that is no cow poo.